Hi, everyone. I'm Shelly. I'm co-founder and CEO of Medium Well. Here with me is Dr. Amir Fine, our VP R&D, who is going to join me for the Q&A. And also here with us is our bioresin, our protein separation solution that we also call the protein magnet. And I'm going to tell you how this is going to change food production as we know it. So a while ago, I met a friend who is the R&D manager of an ingredient manufacturing company. And he told me about this amazing protein they discovered. He said it is sweeter than sugar. It can replace sugar in cakes, cookies, chocolates, without the damages of sugar. It's even healthy. It's a protein. Amazing, right? So I asked him, where do I buy this? And he said, well, this is the thing. We developed this effective processing manufacturing inside a fermenter for this protein, but it comes out of the fermenter mixed with a bunch of other stuff. And we need to isolate it as an ingredient, but it's like pulling a needle out of a haystack. It's so complex, it costs us more than 50% of the production cost. So what are you doing then, I asked. It's probably solutions for that. And he said, well, yes, there are amazing solutions. They are called synthetic resins. They are mainly designed for pharmaceutical processes, and they are very efficient, but I cannot even dream of using them because they are so expensive. They're not even available in the capacity I need them for food. So what are you doing, I asked. And he said, well, I compromise for filtration. I push this mixture through multiple membranes, but it gets stuck and I lose a lot of yield. Sometimes it damages the protein. Oh boy. And this guy is not alone. There are many novel ingredients that can be extracted from plants, from other fermentation processes. Also, in the traditional industry, you can find a lot of valuable compounds that can be found in byproducts. For example, in the dairy industry that you know here in the region very well, there is a lot of whey that contains valuable proteins. Also from natural beverages, eggs. This can all go into infant formula, antibacterial agents, cosmetics, food supplements, but many of them are just not used because they're so expensive to extract. Well, this is where our bioresin comes in, our protein magnet, can pull proteins out of different mixtures as efficiently as those synthetic resins, but at a fraction of the cost. And how so? Because we're using agricultural waste to produce it. Look how happy Amir is right here when he visited the region at Love Beets, discovering that their waste is our treasure. And there is more than 100,000 tons of it right here in New York, from beet, from apple, from grapes, that will become our separation media. And this can catch proteins out of different mixtures, but it doesn't only catch, it also releases. So after the rest is washed off, it releases the protein and it can be reused. And it becomes a very efficient tool for those protein manufacturers to catch proteins out of different mixtures. So our bioresin is patented. It is made only of grass materials. It reduces costs, improves yields, and also helps those manufacturers qualify their products as organic and safer choice. We're getting recognition from all over the world. And remember how I told you how we're going to transform food production as we know it? So today, agriculture products goes to food manufacturing plants and then to us, the consumers. Along the way, a lot of waste is piled up, as we saw right here at Natural Upcycling here in the region. And on the other hand, a lot of byproducts containing valuable compounds are wasted, as we saw in the dairy industry. Also, a lot of novel ingredients, like my friend's sweet protein, don't reach us, the consumers, because they are so expensive to produce. With bioresin, many more pure proteins are going to flow right back to the production chain. In terms of the competition, when you compare it to those synthetic resins, the price is a completely different ballgame, also versus filtration. In terms of the scalability, it is highly scalable because it is manufactured from available materials. Also, remember, catch and release, so it is reusable. And it is completely sustainable and biodegradable and much easier to use than those multi-stage filtrations. We're already successfully testing and validating it with multiple applications. We are running 14 different pilot projects with food corporates, innovative startups, and research institutes. We are already sending testing kits all over the world, including to the US. And as you can see, this is an example of a testing result where an output comes out of the fermenter looks like with these lines that reflects a lot of different molecules. And after a single purification step with bioresin, this is how the target protein looks like in a very high purity level. So we are tapping into a $40 billion market of downstream processing solutions and an additional $50 billion market of food ingredient processing. We're in the overlap between these two markets, which only right here in the US adds up to more than $10 billion. We're projecting to reach $60 million revenue by 2030, which is less than 1% of this potential. So we're going to start with food, continue with cosmetics, and then biotech and pharmaceutical processes. Our business model is simple. We're going to sell this bioresin in a liter unit. It's a drop-in replacement for synthetic resins, and it can also just integrate into off-the-shelf equipment. So we're getting the agricultural waste, producing it with co-packers initially, and then we're selling it with distributors of current downstream solutions, and it goes on to the food and protein manufacturers and to continue to improve the food chain. So we are projecting to reach $60 million revenue by 2030. By then, we will be already producing 800 tons of bioresin using more than 8 million pounds of agricultural waste. That's equivalent to 40 blue whales. That's a lot of waste. Of course, we're going to start much smaller and grow, expecting to reach break even within 2 years. Grow-New York region is a perfect hub for us to grow and scale into the entire US. By locating in Geneva, we will be in just 1 hour's proximity of all the agricultural waste we need to produce our bioresin from Love Beets, from Cahoon Farms, from Red Jacket Orchards, and we will be able to collaborate with Cornell Agritech for the manufacturing. We will also be collaborating with Cornell Fermentation Lab for testing and validating the bioresin and potentially bring our international network partners, protein manufacturers, to co-pilot right here with us and potentially produce their proteins and expand here in the region as well. We will also plan to collaborate with Cornell Dairy Lab and the local dairy industry, providing them another tool to extract more value out of their whey byproducts. For the different price scenarios, we will be able to start manufacturing and creating jobs. For the $1 million prize, we will be establishing our own 75-ton manufacturing facility in collaboration with a co-packer, generating close to 400 tons of waste, generating 20 jobs, and generating a revenue of more than $5 million. So the upcoming few years will be devoted to scaling up, establishing our manufacturing capacity, growing sales, starting from 1 ton right next year, and then growing to that 800 tons by 2030. In parallel, we'll continue to expand our IP protection, our regulatory approvals, and hopefully, with the Grow New York funding, we are going to also raise a total of $3 million that will take us all the way to the market. Our team is comprised of 4 amazing PhDs containing all the needed expertise for the project. We have Ronnie, a microbiologist, Nir, our process engineer, Amir is the protein purification and plant tissue expert, and Erez is our organic chemist. I myself, I'm a second-timer entrepreneur. I'm an attorney and a mother, passionate of making this a better world for my children and for all of us. Together, we accumulate 120 years of experience. We have conducted more than 1,000 tests with bioresin. We have registered 2 patents. We are running 14 pilots, and we're first movers to identify the huge need in more sustainable and efficient processing aids to lower the cost of proteins. So remember my friend with the sweet protein? He's much happier with bioresin, as I'm sure all of us will be, with many more pure and healthy proteins at lower cost. Thank you so much for listening.